Hey guys, and welcome to another devlog of Virtual Warfighter. This time I'm going to do something different. I'm actually going to let you sit in while I develop a new feature in Virtual Warfighter. And the feature is going to be dual hand grips for the pistols. Today, nothing happens when you take offhand and move into like this. So we need to do two things. First, we need to actually fix proximity interaction so that when the hand goes close to the grip, we start the dual hand interaction with the firearm. And second, we need to fix good ways to change the main grip so it works with dual hands. We already have dual hands in a way. You can actually grab the slide like this, or the front grip like this. The difference is with pistols, it would look really bad if we did not change the way the hand looks. We need to move up the thumb so this thumb can actually go in here, go in between here. Alright, so let's get cracking. Let's, like a TV chef, I've actually prepared the grips. So these are just placeholders. My girlfriend, she's the one that actually doing the riggings for us. I did these and they're pretty bad, but as you can see, the thumb is above the offhand's thumb here, like it should if you're doing dual grip wielding of the pistol. All right. So first we're going to fix the proximity stuff, and for that we need to look at the pickup code. Alright, so we actually have some rules. We look at we want the closest item, etc., and also that the pickup button is pressed. But there is no button involved here, so we need to fix that. It's down here in the get pickup command state. So let's get cracking. Oops. If type equals item type, we need a new type here. Let's call it proximity interactable. That's a good name, I think. Right, like that. And actually it should just turn, no, not it's pressed, sorry, it should return that it's pressed down. That means that in this frame the button was pressed. But this is pretty naive and ugly because we need some separation here, so we're going to create a method for that. I'm going to call it get proximity state. Yeah, oops, it should not be static. It could be now, but I don't like that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to need to add more stuff here later. But actually, this is all we need to make proximity pickup working, I think, at least. Alright, so the next step is the dual hand code. For that to work, we need a new class. Hang on here. We're gonna put that here. It's gonna handle the dual grip stuff, so let's call it dual grip actually. Oops. And it should inherit our interactable. The difference between interactable and interactable item is that the items are pick-upable stuff and the interactables are only stuff that you can only interact with, that are part of other items or static in the world. Let's move this to separate file name. Thank you. Right, so we need to know when the parent item needs to know when this item is interacted with. So let's create a config class here, public class dual grip config. Let's place that one in new, like that. Okay, oops, there you go. We need to have an action there, you know, for when we on got grip. Also, we need to know when we lost the grip, on lost grip. Also, let me think. Yeah, it's not accepted that you can dual grip when you're not gripping the main grip. I mean, when the main hand should always need to be gripping the firearm to be able to dual grip it. So we fix that by adding a reference to the parent. And of course this should be properties, not members. Sorry for my Facebook is acting up. Alright, let's go back here then. So first we need to configure this in, so let's override the awake method there. We actually need to set the item type to the new proximity type, and also drop distance. We don't want to, default is 1 meter. That's way too long, too far for a proximity item. So let's set it to 1.1, 0.1. Sorry. Yeah, and we can't use constructors with Unity mono behaviors. So let's create an init method here and call it dual there, the config there. Yeah, oops, like that. Like that. Yep. Right, so now we need to know, the parent item needs to know when we're interacting with this little guy. So let's fix that. Override begin interact config dot on got grip. Yep. And also, oh, sorry, and interact. Yep. Config dot on lost grip. And also, like I said, we need to restrict it so it cannot be picked up if we don't, if we're not interacting with the main item. And that we can do like this. Let's override the update method, and here we call can attach or set can attach to the config dot parent is attached. Right, so now we can only attach to this item if we are attached to the parent. Alright, so how should we use this little guy? Here in the parent class, let's get the actual dual hand class, dual whip class. And we need to check, because there will be items that do not have this behavior. Didn't I call it in it? Pretty sure I called it in it. Ah, that's not right. Right, let's first set the parent, then we set it on got grip, call that on got grip. Right, that's the methods there. Right, so now we actually need to change the hand riggings here, depending on which hand we're talking about. So let's do that. We can do the attached hand. If it's the right hand, we need some properties, of course. We need some transforms here. Here we have the left main hand. Here we have the transform, the right. Can't spell today. Alright, so if it's the right hand, then we need to set the right hand grip to the rig for the main hand, like this. Otherwise, we set left hand. Oh, something wrong. Back in the day I used game objects instead of transforms. It's a bit overkill. If you don't need the game object information, then it's better to use the transform, because most often you're interested in the transform properties. Left main hand game object. Right, so now we have actually selected the appropriate hand. Now we need to refresh the hand model, and it's done like that. All right. So the same goes for the same, but the similar goes for when we're losing the dual grip. But here we need actually, I think we need, yeah, here we need to check, because here you're always attached to the main weapon, main item, since we did that check in the other class, in the dual hand class, dual grip class. But here we need to actually look if we are attached, and if we are not attached, then we should just return. This is called early exits, and I like those because they're really easy to read, especially if you have many different rules. You can do it like this. Right, then we need to determine the appropriate hand grip. What this does is it's going to select the default hand, so we're going to revert back to the default hand, basically. Oops. Touch hand, and then again we're going to refresh the hand toss. Alright, so this is basically what we need to do this. But I see something that we can improve now. This is really bad. Why are these here? This is bad separation of concern. So let's move those guys. Let's move them to dual grip instead. Much better separation. Like so. Please move back. And now here. Now we need to actually create an instance here too. Yes, please. Dual grip. Dual grip. Alright. Let's do a sanity check here. We're setting the proximity item there. Yeah, that looks good, I think. Let's move on to the rigging then. We have the dual rig here. We actually need now to add the component, the dual grip component. And now Unity is compiling the code. Okay, so first we need to set the offhand riggings, the left offhand and the right offhand, and we need to set the main grips like so. Also, we need to add the collider parent here. It's the collider that will detect when you're hovering over the interactable. And let's actually use the same. Let's use the handle for the pistol here, like that. There we go. Oh, I actually didn't need to delete that because I had. Alright, so let's test this. It's never going to work the first time, but who knows? Maybe it will. Let me take on the headset here. Okay, tracking. Let's host the game. Okay. Yeah, unbelievable! It worked the first time. So now we have dual grips, but I cannot. Oh, I cannot get away from it though. The collider is on the hand that determines if you're hovering an item. It's actually not on the controller, but on the model itself, the visible model. Right. So that's not good, because when I'm moving away with the hand, I'm still hovering over the item. So let's go back to the try pickup. Now it's actually good that I did. Oops, sorry. I did that method extraction earlier, if you remember. Yeah, here. The problem here, guys, is that actually I need to check if the hand is in the lerp state here. No, that's not right. There. And if you are, we should just return. We should return that the button is pressed up. Yeah. I think I know another problem here, but let's try that first. Wait for the Unity to compile. Right, let's go again. Alright, let's, yeah, look. Works, yes, beautifully. That's pretty awesome. I get lots of frame drops now because I'm in the Visual Studio, etc. But I think this is going to look really cool when it's built. But I think we're gonna have a problem here. Hang on. Yeah, you see, it's so I can actually not. Yeah, if I'm very so this is not snappy. I think I know what we can fix here. Hang on. We actually have a priority system. I could have fixed this with a priority system, but I think this should actually be fixed here because we don't want any item to be less prioritized than proximity interaction if they are if we are hovering over them. We don't want them to be proximity should be the least important item. But for this, I think we have currently hovering over inside this one. We have all the items we're currently hovering over. So let's just take that out. We can just be a few of them, so it's not going to be super expensive to do this. Let me think. So if the item type is not a proximity item, and if we are, let me think, and if we are not attached, right? And we are not attached, then we should actually return press up, sorry. Press, I think that because then we're gonna, yeah, that's gonna be perfect. So this is like we're saying, always pick other items before with this item. So let's try that again. Still working, and yeah, awesome. So there's only one more thing to fix now, and that's accuracy or recoil reduction, because now bad frame drops today in the environment. This is going to be a pretty easy fix, I think. Let me get the firearm again. This is the nice thing with component systems. We just add a front grip. Yeah, and we say that we want it to reduce recoil with 0.5. And then you also need to add a pre-installer like this. What this script does, it does the same thing as when a player attaches a front grip as a Picatinny attachment. So it's just a way for our code to factory set up this little guy here. But now we also need to change the actual recoil when you're not holding the front grip. So let's do that. Oh, okay, I already did that when I rigged the hands. That's good. Yeah, I think that's going to be perfect. So let's apply that. Let's go again. typical that the frame rate is so bad when I'm doing this demo. Okay, so let's, yeah, as you can see, the recall, I think you can spawn in here. You can see him well. I hope you can see the laser sight here, going all the way up on the wall there. And if I hold it like this, sorry. Right, guys. So yeah, I think that's working perfect actually. We just need to fix the hand rig because it looks retarded. But other than that, I think we have a really cool system here in place. Right, guys. So that's everything for today. Bye then.